Okay, Thane and Judy here.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to our adventure. If you're new to our channel, we're eventually going to build a house on this property. But right now we have a variance that we're trying to complete on fixing our driveway, where we have a lot of water flow issues and problems, where we had to put in a lot of culverts and backfill and rebuild a lot of stuff. So we're hoping to finish that up soon. The big challenge is the large culverts. They're 66 inches in diameter, 2 of them 20 feet long. We're standing right on top of them right now. And this is a little quickie tour of what we've accomplished so far and where we're going. So here we are. We've got our 3 posts, one big tall one on the center and the other shorter little 5-foot one. We have a set of 3 on each side. You can see on the other side behind me another set of 3. As we're building up this road, we've got the cattle panel in place. There's a little more tack welding at the bottom and then some little cross members we're going to put down across here onto the culverts and weld them on. That will be a little piece of rebar going at about a 45-degree angle there to try to stop the upper little rebar section here from bowing out as we pack everything in and build up this road height. We're basically going to build it up to the top of this rebar and cattle panel here, and then at the top of these little shorter posts will go the guardrails. I'm hoping we get that welded on next so you can get a good visual of just what this is going to look like and hopefully feel pretty safe. Anyway, this is our little project, the variance, trying to get this completed. And then behind me, as I pivot around, you can see the driveway goes back and then up this hillside and to a bill site up there. It's about a 1/4 mile long driveway. It's pretty long, which will probably run into challenges and problems when we try to pull power out here from the utility company. Our goal is, if it's reasonably priced, we'll go ahead and do it. Otherwise we're going to go completely off grid and do our own power system. And with the price of battery banks dropping considerably, especially those lithium iron phosphates, whatever, several companies that make good ones and stuff, and price of other equipment, the panels themselves, charge controllers and inverters, is all getting a lot more reasonably priced. So if it's just cost prohibitive to run the power from the utility company, then we'll bypass it. But I'd sure like to have that extra redundant backup from the utility company if it's reasonably priced, or if they're reasonable about letting us do the digging or whatever. So anyway, this is our...
Yep. This is the progress. It's great. Awesome. And it rained. Oh, did you tell them it rained?
Yeah, it looks like it rained pretty good too. The soil around here looks pretty moist and
there's a little bit of like runoff like before you get to this. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's looking really good.
I want to look and see how the 24-inch culverts turned out.
Oh yeah.
Let's check that. Okay, everything's getting set up. Might be our last day welding. We might be able to finish this up today. But got the truck full of water, some 55-gallon water tank or barrels, I guess they're called, under a little pressure here, and we're spraying down some of the close trees here that could potentially take a spark, and getting some of the soil wetted down real good for safety precaution here. Anyway, what we're about to get started on doing is taking a little piece of this strap material right here to cut it maybe a, I don't know, 6 or 12 inch, 18-inch piece, whatever. Weld it onto the culvert and then do like a 45 to the little upper bar that could sway out as we pack the material in. We're going to try to tie this thing together a little stronger as we build up here. I got some of the culverts uncovered, as you can see here. I've been digging and sweeping. But yeah, we're getting real close to getting the guardrails put up. But we're going to do this one little strengthening activity first to make sure everything's nice and strong here for holding the compacted soil and eventual caliche gravel material we'll put over the top 6 inches or so. Uh-oh, looks like someone wants me to play fetch with them some more. Okay, we're getting the little pieces cut. Gotta wait your turn. Yeah, looks like we're doing about 4 or 5 inch pieces, which that should be good enough, I would think too. Okay, I gotta take a little break here and play with play some fetch here. So we're adding a little tension between the upper rebar in the center of it across here so that it doesn't bow out so bad as we weld the pieces in. Gonna have to cut another inch off probably each little piece of rebar, but I've only got 2 of them that we'll have to recut, but that's well worth it to get this tensioned properly, and I hope make it a little stronger. So over my shoulder here, you can kind of see what we did with those little rod sections and tying them into the culvert system to try to help strengthen the horizontal, see if I can get my finger up here, the horizontal bar going across here. Anyway, we're doing all 4 little sections. So here we are making more progress. See over my shoulder, we're getting the first guardrail in place. Sure that. Yeah, this little clamp here with the chain helps hold these in place while we do the little tack welds and stuff. Trying to straighten out a little bent spot.
You can't get it to come loose?
Nah, just
in a bend?
a little bend spot there.
Oh, I thought you were trying to take the match.
So since the things weren't perfect, we put a little rod here to connect and tie the upper section. Welded a little spot in the middle. And I'm sure we'll do a little weld on the bottom once we remove this little clamp. These little clamps are amazing. I'm going to get my own set one of these days. They made a great little platform that would very rigidly hold on to this, and we didn't have to do any heavy lifting really to hold these in place. It was pretty simple. So we just got that first one in place. Gonna get a second one here up, the second half, and of course we'll do the downstream side last. But making progress, getting there. Okay, We still got a little more welding work on this upstream guardrail. It doesn't really connect real well. We're trying to find a big like C-clamp or something to tighten it down and make it a tighter fit, but at least we got things tacked on right now for a start. Just gotta, then we'll get to the downstream side. Okay, we've got all 4 sections of the guardrails tack welded up. We're just reviewing some of the little less than ideal spots, and you're gonna try to weld them a little better and clamp things in a little tighter before welding, and hopefully get these really looking solid and strong. Then we'll take off those, where to go, that little top of that post and the other post over here that's way too high. We'll cut them down too so they're the same height as the others. Okay, getting to a major milestone, finishing up the last of the welding. You can see the guardrail on the downstream side and over on the upstream side. Look over my head and we can probably see them both together. Or if I pivot. There we go. Anyway, getting them tacked on. Trying to make them a little solid connection, but a little better. Clamping things a little tighter. But we're finally getting there, where we can see the end of the light when it comes to the last of the welding here, and then we can finally get around to putting a couple feet of at least 18 inches of fill material back here, really pack down this road, this section of road on our driveway above the culverts. Uh-oh, a little accident. Looks like the strap we used to work the little boulder there, the stone, that's helping to pressure, or place a pressure point on the 2 pieces that come together here. We're trying to hold them together strong enough that we can get a tight enough fit to get a good weld. But it looks like we caught that on fire a little bit. Looks like we lost a strap, I'm thinking. Not sure how badly it got burnt. Anyway, this is on the lower side. The upper side got welded pretty well where they come together on this center post. And so you can see, like down in this level we're going to fill to, and the top of the guardrail goes up about another 2 feet or so above where the fill material is going to go for building up the road here above the culverts. So right now we're done with the guardrails. We're just doing a bunch of little fine tack welding on this cattle panel here. We'd done all the upper rebar section on both sides. Now we're just tacking it along the bottom rebar layer. Try to pull everything together and make sure it's nice and firm for all the packing we're going to be doing. And that's really the last of it for like today and the near future when it comes to the welding. And at some point in the future, next week, next month, tomorrow, whatever, but we can take the torch and cut this down to height on both sides in this middle, and then get half a dozen little steel caps, little plate material to put on the top of each one, weld it on so they don't get any water or bugs or whatever. Making a home in there, and that's a low priority thing. You know, what I want to do is just get everything done here where we can really do serious road building next and get this thing built up, packed in the way it should be, get the caliche gravel material in. Then of course you can see across the way here, still got 3 little sheets of cattle panel. They're a little over 4 feet by 16 feet. We're going to pick up 3 more so we can put buried within and compacted within the road material here as we're building it up. We're going to put and tack those together, so they're basically going to be 3 of them across, 12 feet wide, and 2 of them across the road here, which will be 32 feet. So that'll give us a nice mesh that could give us a little more engineering support, load support. It's kind of like a poor man's version of geo-mesh material. If you've ever seen that, it's pretty neat looking stuff, but that stuff's also very expensive. So I'm hoping that this will kind of give us a little more load improvement on the road to mimic geo-mesh material, and hopefully give us one fine driveway for the future. With this new guardrail in place, I kind of find myself, let me point to the guardrail here, right here, I find myself leaning against it and looking out across the river channel, and I start thinking to myself, what's missing? And I just realized it. I need to have these guys build me a little cup, some cup holders here that we can weld on. That way when we're out for a walk in the storm or something, and we know there's going to be a lot of water flashing through here, we can bring our drinks down with us, coffees in the morning, lattes, whatever, cappuccinos, and watch the storm blowing away here. And in the evening, of course, a little vino to watch the storm. And yeah, we need some sort of cup holders built in down here. Gotta add a little touch of class to our little spot. Definitely thinking about getting a little solar powered rechargeable battery system and running some little low wattage LED light systems, a string of them across the driveway here on each guardrail. That would kind of light things up at night and make it easier for people to drive across and see what where their path across this culvert is. Thank you for watching an episode of Nature Preserve Life in Mountain Air, New Mexico. If you'd like to follow along and support our channel, please press the subscribe button and gong that bell to be notified. After all, it's free. Free is a very good price. In the future, we will plan to focus our episodes on our eco-friendly build of earthen construction and dark night astronomy, that big guy there, and tourism of the regional area, as well as establishing a Patreon account for the sole support of wildlife in Deer Canyon Preserve. So stay tuned. Cheers.